Welcome back to Afternoon Express, where we are still celebrating all things heritage here in South Africa. Now we're beginning the first of a series of cook-offs in the EXCELLA Young Chefs competition, and it's tight. Let's see which two chefs are in today's duel. Ding, ding, ding.
The EXCELLA Young Chef competition is well underway, and two of our contestants are back in the kitchen, Ulwazi Vitima and Kuhlagonke Manzi. You might remember them because the last time they were here, they cooked a dish that introduced us to who they are and what they're about. But today's challenge is different because they have to cook against each other and create a dish called Local with a Twist.
When given the assignment to make a dish which is local with a twist, I instantly went to a dish that my mother used to make for me growing up, which was rice and chutney, that's what we call it, and some chicken. I'm just putting a twist on rice, chicken, and morojo, which is spinach.
So with the theme Local with a Twist, I decided to go with something that is more common in South Africa. So it's a braai plate, but served fine dining style.
Contestants, you now know your challenge. Each of you have an hour to cook. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
All right then, your clock starts now.
So right now I'm prepping my spinach, which will be basically the veg that is more dominant in my dish. So the spinach will be going in my salsa verde. I'll also be making a spinach crepe, and it will also be infused in my spinach savory rice roulade.
I put my salt, my turmeric to get the yellow color out of the rice. I'm using my EXCELLA sunflower oil to put into my rice, and I'm basically gonna let it cook together so that when I'm done cooking my rice, it doesn't stick together. You can still see the grains like singularly.
So right now I'm prepping my chicken lollipop. So I'm removing the top knuckle and pushing the meat down. So I added my EXCELLA mayonnaise to my spice blend to give it sort of that tartness and richness, because this then will be sort of like a binding agent for my spices when I dip on my chicken and sous vide it.
My tomatoes I'm using for ushatinwami, so that's going to be my relish. And I'm basically going to cook it down and then blitz it.
So now I'm starting on my chutney, which will be my chutney puree. Just added my onions to my EXCELLA sunflower oil, and then I'm just sauteing them and sweating them out, and then I'll add the garlic and then my spice blend.
I'm going to put in my carrots and let them cook in the warm rice and serve it. Sharing a stove was a nightmare. It was a nightmare because at some point you'd want to use the stove, and Ulwazi was using it. So it was just a lot going on.
So right now I'm working on my salsa verde, my morojo salsa verde. So I've added in red onions, 2 garlic cloves, and quite a lot of herbs. I've just added the EXCELLA sunflower oil, which will be the emulsifying agent of my salsa verde, and then I'm going to blend it right now and adjust for taste and seasoning. So now I'm working on my spinach crepe. So I've added there a cup and a half of milk, 2 eggs, and I'll blend it with flour, and then I'll fry it off in the pan.
I'm having a bit of a panic, but I'm trying to keep it cool.
For frying the chicken, I dip my chicken in eggs, flour, breadcrumbs, and then I fry my chicken.
Now I'm going to take my chutney and put it in a blender because I want to serve it as a sauce. I'm using my EXCELLA mayonnaise to make my herby mayo, which will go with my dish.
I do feel like I celebrated local with a twist on my dish because every component that I wanted to be on there is on there, and my dish is quite complete.
To be honest, seeing Lwazi's dish did give me the heebie-jeebies because I really don't know if I can say mine is up to his standard.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Contestants, hands off your plate. Well done. You guys are sweating. I can see it. Now it's time to taste.
With my finished products, I am quite happy with it because everything I planned to be on the plate is on the plate, so I'm quite happy.
I hope that what I did produce would be appealing, to the taste buds and lovely for them to want me on the second round.
And the fun times begin because myself and Chef Jay have gathered around the table to enjoy the plates of food produced by our two contestants. Chef Jay, are you ready to taste?
I'm sure I am.
The steak, for me, is cooked perfectly. It's nice and juicy and tender. The one thing I'm loving, and I think that's also taking me back to the local part, is ushadini that she put here. There's something creamy about it. There's something so velvety about it. And it sort of binds together everything else that's on this plate. The freshness of the spinach, the rice, ever so slightly undercooked. But like I say, I enjoy my rice with a bit of a bite on it.
I love that crispiness that she achieved on the spinach. However, I must admit, when she sort of said the word braai plate,
yeah,
I was expecting a lot more of that smokiness coming off of the plate. So I wish that she had sort of just amped up the steak, maybe putting it on a higher temperature just to really get that charred, crispy outside that's synonymous with braai. This is speaking more maybe weeknight dinner as opposed to, EXCELLA Young Chef competition winner.
Well, on that note, let's give the second dish a try and see how that goes.
Absolutely. Immediately, I get that biryani flavor. It is so familiar. I think overall, the components work nicely together. It is lacking just slightly a little bit of seasoning on my side. And I do think that his chicken just needed a little bit more time in the pan.
I think the one thing I loved about his dish is the fact that he's got technique. And that shows you somewhat of a drive. It's showing that he's saying, even though I'm pressed for time, even though I'm so, I'm going against someone else, I still want you to see who I am, and I still want you to see that I'm a chef and I'm going to push myself to the limit.
Well, to me, I think both chefs have done themselves proud, and they've also done us very proud. I'm so happy.
They definitely did. And that was one heck of a culinary duel to the finish. And South Africa, we want you to show your support on social media and let us know which of these two dishes was your favorite. We still have 2 more cook-offs to go, so remember to tune in next week to see which 2 chefs go head to head.
Talk about an ultimate culinary face-off. Now, this was a knockout round, meaning only one of the 2 chefs will be in the next round. Show your support on social media and tune in next week to see which of the 2 chefs go head to head.